The biggest mistake I made in my business was not hiring a professional to help me with my money. Not just my taxes, but the actual plan I had for my business. I was completely lost on how to handle taxes, what to do with profit, and how to maintain my income. I had to find a better way. That's when I found Core Financial. Core Financial is a team of tax professionals that actually care about building real relationships with their clients. They run my books, keep me up to date with my finances, and make sure I'm taking full advantage of all of my tax benefits. Are you struggling with your finances? Look no further. Core Financial is a brand that is nationwide that can help you with your business. Both Nick and I are huge fans of Core, and they can help you too. Check out howtofilmweddings.com/core to schedule a consultation today. Core Financial, real relationships, no surprises. Hello and welcome to How to Film Weddings. My name is John Bunn. I'm joined by Nick Miller, as always, for a brand new episode of the How to Film Weddings podcast. But first, Nick, it's a new week. How are you, my friend? Tell me something good.
Tell me something good. So, on Saturday night, I slept funny. And I woke up and it was like I couldn't move my neck without it hurting. Today, I woke up and it feels much better. I can move it. And it doesn't
hashtag hurt. Getting old. That's what happens.
Yes. It is hashtag getting old.
The other day...
That's a good
Nick,
thing.
You talked about your neck. The other day, my right glute just locked up out of nowhere. No workout, nothing. I tried to get out of bed. I almost fell on my face. It was crazy. That's what happens when you're 36. I'm just saying. That didn't happen in my 20s.
What happens when you turn 39?
No, I don't. But anyway... It has nothing to do with today. Today was actually a really eye-opening episode.
Really
we had our good friend Ashley B from Ashley B Photo on. She's one of the moderators in our Facebook group. We've known her for a little while, and we just have continually seen her destroy when it comes to TikTok, especially, and other short-form videos things. But she has amassed over like 600,000 people following her on TikTok.
Crazy.
We break it down. We ask the questions, the hard questions. Has she made any money doing this? Is this just a dancing app for teeny boppers? Or is this like something that we should be really thinking about when it comes to our wedding video business and other wedding professionals? So it's a great episode. And if you're okay, Nick, we can go ahead and we can get right into, like on the other side of me talking right now, into this week's episode.
I want to go to there. All
right. Well, welcome the one and only Ashley B to the How to Film Weddings podcast. Ashley, hello. Say hi to How to Film Weddings. And who the heck are you?
Hi, How to Film Weddings. I am the infamous mod Ashley B of the How to Film Weddings group.
Yes.
So you might know me as...
If your stuff was deleted in the last couple weeks, it was probably her that did it. No, I'm kidding. But seriously.
Yeah. Awkward pause.
We do that well.
I don't know what to say about that. Now everybody's going to come after me.
They are.
I think John actually deletes the most stuff. Insider information.
It's part of the truth.
I always check. I'm Ashley B. I am one half of a husband and a wife. We started as a photography team over 14 years ago. It'll be 15 years this summer. And we're based in Southern California in the Temecula wine country. And we have been, my husband transitioned over to being a filmmaker a few years ago. And so we've been actively doing photo and video for the last 3 years, or almost 3 years. This is going into our third year.
I kind of came across you in the How to Film Weddings group on Facebook. You started like commenting on things, and I was like, this person knows her stuff. Who is this? She seems like she might be able to help keep us in order with some things. And I was like, Nick, we should see if this girl, Ashley B, would be interested in being one of our moderators of our group. And
we tricked her into doing that.
We tricked her into it. She's in our mastermind group. Running a really successful business, and it's cool to watch it grow. One of the main reasons we want you on here, and we'll get into this, but this last summer inside of our moderator group, I think it was, we were all starting to talk about TikTok. And is it something like, this was when we didn't know if it was going to get banned from being used in the United States. And people were saying that it's only for, teeny bopper little kids to be on. And, people were throwing lots of shade, and it was like, we should test this out and see what happens. And I want you to kind of tell us your story with your TikTok, getting into TikTok. I want to spend a lot of time today talking about short form videos that you've made, how it's impacted your business, all that kind of good stuff. So that's the direction we're heading. So why don't you tell us a little bit just about your story with, when you found TikTok, what you decided to do, and then kind of just a little bit of the story of the first little bit of getting going with it.
Okay, sounds good. So in the very beginning of the infamous 2020 year of COVID, we were, obviously, especially in Southern California, we were shut down very quickly. And in amongst the time where we were trying to navigate like all these new cancellations and postponements and what we were going to do, we were all quarantined for a few weeks. And it was kind of a cool time because, there was house projects that people were getting done and like spring cleaning and stuff like that. And at the same time, I had this little birdie in my ear that kept messaging me on Facebook by the name of John Bunn, who kept saying, "Hey guys, have you seen anybody do anything on TikTok? I'm watching some of these videographers like blow up." And I thought the same thing that everybody else still does. Isn't TikTok for teenagers that dance? And I'm too old for this as an elder millennial myself. Anyways, I had already downloaded TikTok because my kids had told me about it. And yeah, exactly. My child that was like 11 years old told me about it. And so, pretty much all that I would see was kind of this dancing stuff. And then I started going into different accounts and seeing, oh, wow, there's actually different content than just this kind of teeny bopper dancing style. Mm-hmm. So I decided, we have a very specific sort of clientele. We have a very targeted market for our couples who generally, they're in sort of the high or mid-range market, and they have personalities. Everybody has personality, but they typically have like a little bit more grit to their personality. Like they don't take life too seriously. So we do have a lot of film content that's actually quite entertaining. So I thought, well, I'll just I think the first video I pulled out, it was one of our couples in 2019. They were, so the groom, as the bride was walking down the aisle, they decided to have her walk down to Alicia Keys' "This Girl Is on Fire." Mm-hmm. And the groom's reaction to it was pretty adorable because he was like hyping her up. He's like, "Oh man, we've been practicing this. Like, we just got to get it. Like right when the beat drops, you want her to like hit the door and the door's open and all this." So I'm not even really getting the bride coming down the aisle because like that's not the thing. It's like this hype about, the groom. And so, yeah, it happens. It totally works out. And then he's like, "F yeah," which we got to bleep out. I posted that on there and it did pretty good. And I thought, oh, this is good for my ego.
I like these likes. Yeah.
It feels good for your ego a little bit. And then I had posted something else. There was a bride who wore some like weird teeth to her first look. They were like hillbilly teeth.
Yeah.
And it was like this beautiful, like kind of higher end wedding. She's like wearing these teeth because it was hilarious to her. And there was a bit of a reaction to that. And then I remember messaging you guys and saying, "You guys, I've got this one video and I'm like pretty sure it could go viral, but I don't know. It's this groom that's crying and he's like sobbing. It's just so crazy, very emotional." And so I'm like, I'm going to post it. I posted it. And at first I started getting notifications, but I didn't really think too much of it because the other ones had done pretty well. But the next morning, I think it was like a Friday morning, I woke up and I get a message from John. He's like, yo, your video is blowing up. It's like at 1 million views or something. And I was like, what? That's crazy. And I look, and within the course of the day, by like the end of the day, it was like 22 million views or something. Yeah. Over the course of the weekend, it went up to like 40 million. I think it sits around 45 million right now on that video. So that was the beginning of it. And that was crazy. So it was mainly from a viral video. Mm-hmm. But then over the course of time, just posting videos that either were, emotional or funny, is kind of our thing.
Yeah. And I love this story because like I kept hearing Gary Vaynerchuk talking about TikTok and it's like another thing we need to add to our plate. And like, it doesn't really do anything for us. And I kept seeing people that I hadn't seen in the wedding video sphere too much. There's a couple of people that I'm just like, who is this person? They've got 100,000 people following them. And I'm just like, I'm the guy that like follows them and then watches and then like clicks over to the Instagram page of theirs and watches that number go up and stuff. And one of my friends had gone kind of viral and he had 2,000 people on Instagram following him. And then within a few months he had 7,000 people following him. And I'm just like, this is, and it's not all about the numbers, but it's actually, maybe something is here. And more people that I would talk to would say, yeah, I'm on TikTok and I'm not wedding filmmakers, but just friends of mine. I'm 36 years old. And so other 30 somethings were like, oh yeah, I love TikTok. It's awesome. And that's how apps, work. I mean, whenever I got on Facebook, I was in college and, that was just for college kids. And then it's like, now my granny sends me messages on Facebook, and that's just how it works. And so it was like, if you can get in and be somebody early into this, you could grab a lot of this attention before it's pay to play. And that could mean a lot for you, whether or not TikTok stays around or the next thing comes and goes or whatever it is. But people seem to, the overwhelming voice is, yeah, that's stupid. I'm not going to waste my time on that. You're not going to be able to make any money on that. And I remember people saying that with Facebook and then with Instagram and then with Snapchat. And it was like, don't wait on this. And so whenever that was, I think this last summer when you started doing that, doing your TikTok, within the first week, I remember I had a video that had like 100,000 or 200,000 views on it. And I at that point had like 7,000 or 8,000 people following my TikTok. And I was like, you're going to have more people follow. I'd been posting every day for a month just to see, or something like that, or 2 weeks. And I was like, your third video is getting, you've got 10,000 followers, you have 20,000, you have 50,000. It's like, you're going to get to 100,000 followers. So why don't you tell the story of kind of how that made your TikTok account grow? And then after that, we'll get into a little bit more of like how that has affected business stuff.
Okay. So so in the beginning, especially when you have something viral, I guess it doesn't really depend or matter what platform you are on social media wise. I mean, you're going to grow. There's just people that like to, some people they follow thousands and thousands and thousands of different accounts. So, with TikTok, the way that it's made is, you have two different sides of TikTok when you go onto the account or the app. And I would say that if anybody's new to it, like download it. And before you post anything, just get a feel for like the content that's out there, and sort of like how to navigate the app. On the left side, you've got the following, which is where the people that you're following. You can kind of look at that, but people don't usually stay in that area. They're on the FYP, which is the For You page. It's basically the algorithm pushing you content that they think that you'll enjoy. So the goal is to be on the For You page. And when you push out your video, when you publish it, you're going to sort of have, it's going to be slow to start. And, for me, it was normal, like any other video that I have. It's just, there's a certain time where it starts taking off, because what they're doing is what I'm hearing from other TikTokers is the TikTok algorithm will actually push it out to 150 people that they think might like your content, but they want to see how they interact with it. if they watch your video all the way through, like the watch time goes all the way through, if they rewatch it, if they like it, if they comment, if they share it, if they send it to somebody else in a message, that the algorithm picks up that and then it pushes it out to even more people. So for me, that's kind of what happened. They were commenting. Actually, more people commented, I think, than liked it compared to like some other videos in like relation to it, percentage wise. But they interacted with it because it was so emotional. And for mine, it didn't have any, I mean, other than the song, it didn't have any words. So it was just an emotional thing that connected with people all over the planet without like there being a language barrier. So it was interesting because it didn't seem to start taking off until that night, which is when all the US went to sleep. But like all the people in the Philippines and Cambodia and Indonesia and stuff, I noticed were like, oh my gosh, this in their language, which I couldn't understand, but commenting and sending me messages like, post more content. So I actually globally have, now it's grown a lot. I think in the first, weekend, I had over 100,000 followers. And then over time, it's grown to over 500,000. We're like on the verge of 600,000. Which in the grand scheme of things, if you understand like TikTok has, let me see, it's got over 1 billion active users on TikTok around the world. And there's over 100, this was just like studies taken last summer, over 100 million active users in the US alone, which the number is much higher now because it's so popular. Mm-hmm. So you have a potential for a big reach, and depending on like where you market, if you're in the US, it's still great. If you do anything globally, it's even better, in all honesty. So reach or follow wise, that's kind of, how things go. I moving it into, because, people are always going to ask when it's a new social media platform, like, how do you convert those into sales? And that's kind of like the most important thing with social media. There's no reason to be doing, there is a reason to be doing social media that doesn't convert to sales. And that's just like brand awareness. So you can still do brand awareness on there if you don't think that it's going to convert. I do know there are people that are, in the wedding industry that are maybe wedding planners that do luxury wedding planning that don't want to do like the TikTok trends, but they want to stay on brand. And that's okay, because they're just using, it as brand awareness. They're still reaching people that way. I don't know how their sales are translating for us. I found out that it's the teens on the platform only account for 30% of users, which is, still large in comparison. The next user group is 20 to 29-year-olds, which is our market.
Right.
Not a lot of wedding vendors are going to have a market. There are some, and obviously there's people, in their 30s and 40s and 50s getting married. But for the majority, of it, that 20 to 29-year-olds, and then the next group would be 30 to 39-year-olds. So that's, and the 20 to 29-year-olds, is 29%. So it's just under the 30%, for teens. So, you're looking at your market right there. And that market is very much into, TikTok, just entertaining. They're just scrolling. This is the generation that goes online and finds their significant other by swiping,
Right.
So they're used to it. So they're going to find their vendors that way too. For us, it's, I can't give you an exact number of how many inquiries we get, but as when we're completely active on there, and posting, I just booked an elopement from TikTok.
That's awesome.
And she's even local out of San Diego, and she's like, I've been following you since that crying groom video, and I had no idea that you were like local to me. And And then she said all of a sudden she realized, I don't know if she connected one of our videos with like an area that she knew about. But she ended up, going from TikTok following us, then going to Instagram following us, doing our YouTube following us, and it all came full circle. And then she inquired with me, and now we're going to shoot her elopement. So,
Awesome.
so it does, as long as everything is sort of like, you don't really want to necessarily pull them out of the app to the other apps. Like, yes, I know a lot of people try it. They're like, how do I get them to my YouTube channel? How do I get them to my Instagram? The people that want to follow you will end up there, like that are looking for that specifically. So, but you generally don't want to try to push them out of the app, because the app, TikTok doesn't like that. They like people staying on there.
Yeah, I think that's all apps, right? They want you to get lost and they want you to stay on there. So, man, your story is really cool. I remember about that time that you posted your video, I posted my most emotional groom video on TikTok. It was the first one that I'd done, and I think I posted one other since then. So not active at all. And I remember I was happy for you, but I was jealous that, I wasn't getting the same interaction.
But it did pretty. I mean,
it did well.
For one video.
Like today it's sitting at like 250,000 views. Like, it's not like nothing, right? Just compared to your 45 million, it sucks. And that's
Nick was telling me the other day, though, you were like, dude, one of my videos on TikTok has gotten ripped off like a whole bunch of times, but I've added like 1,000 new Instagram followers.
That's true. So they, like, all of these planners and all these stuff all over the world are pulling my video off TikTok, uploading it to Instagram. And in the past year since I uploaded that, we've added somewhere between 500 and 1,000 Instagram followers
from one video.
From one video. So, I mean, it's all, it's cool. It's cool. I'm not complaining. It's just, the pride in me is like, I did one too. It's just not as awesome as yours, but that's okay.
But like my first video right. Only had, I think it was, 250 to 300,000. I mean,
only
the first video, and the second video had less. I think it was at like 25,000 views. So the teeth girl.
Yeah.
So and then when the viral video went up, like all my other views went up.
Sure.
Nick, here's the thing though, and this is what I want people out there to realize. And we all have busy lives, but like, there's no doubt in my mind with your content, Nick, that if you had posted one video a week since summertime, you'd probably have 200,000 followers.
Oh, sure.
And you would have several thousand more Instagram followers. So I was the guy that was like, we have to do this. We have to do TikTok. And priority-wise in my life, we're all busy, but my honest truth was we were releasing our course. We were releasing a new podcast brand. We were getting ready for our mastermind.
We weren't busy at all.
Yeah, people are like, when do you sleep? But the point being is, like, I posted a video a day for 2 weeks, and I had 14.8 thousand followers. And then for 6 months, I didn't post anything else. And in the last month, I started posting again just to see what would happen. I've posted 4 videos in the last 2.5 weeks. And I've gone from 14,000 to 21,000 followers. I have one video that has over 500,000 views, one that has 100,000, and then the lowest ones are like 5,000 or 6,000. And I'm just trying to find, a consistency where it's like I can't go in and out and in and out. And I think a lot of us have a lot of consistency issues. So Ashley, I'd love for you to talk about, like, when you first got going, obviously the adrenaline rush of 45 million views, it's kind of hard not to be like, I'm going to go ahead and find some more videos to post. But have you slowed that down? What would you recommend when it comes to TikTok specifically for consistency? How often do you post, that kind of thing?
Well, I'll tell you first what they recommend, or what bigger TikTokers recommend for reach, like the most reach and building your platform. They say post 3 to 4 times a day. That's not fun. No.
Well,
I was
whenever
like,
you're on
no.
there. Yeah. Well, whenever I'm on there and I see, videos or whatever, if I happen to click onto their profile, which is very minimal when I do that, but it's like, you have the top 4 is them wearing the exact same thing. Like it's almost like with the dancing ones, they're like doing the same dance move to the same songs in 4 videos, but maybe the camera's a little bit different or, something like that. So for what we do, like more curated kind of thing, that doesn't really fly.
No, because John and I were talking about this. It could take, 30 minutes to come up with a 15-second clip. Once you're looking for something and then you've got to make it TikTok friendly, which, I can talk to you guys or talk to them a little bit about the aspect ratio and things like that. But you've got to set it up for TikTok. And then you've got to do a little bit of, if you've got anything that anybody's saying, you have to use closed captioning. You've got to use, the subtitles on there because there are people that are hard of hearing. And then there's people like that they're at work and they're really not supposed to be on TikTok. So they're scrolling through and they need to keep it low, but they want to hear what they're saying. So there's a little bit of pre-planning that goes into it. So personally, my goal was to try to keep it at three posts a week if I could, which I did in the beginning. But there were definitely especially in 2020, I was like, I have to go back to all my old weddings because I don't have new content this year. We didn't have weddings for months and months and months. So I was trying to go back and sift through. And at the same time, once weddings did hit for us in September, we had started having to edit, those films. And so there was little things here that I could, post here and there, but my time was better spent, servicing my clients. But I want people to understand when you do this, there is no rhyme or reason to it. I mean, there are things that they suggest, but I took a 2-month break from posting and I lost some followers, but it didn't hurt me. Once I started posting again, it picks right back up. And a lot of big TikTokers, ticker talkers. I'm like an old fogey now.
Damn TikTokers.
Some TikTokers. Some of the bigger TikTokers will also take a break because there is such a thing as, when they call it burnout or social media fatigue, where you just you're a content creator, so you're trying to be creative and you just kind of run out of things to do. So I will say that you do not have to necessarily, because I know there's a lot of people that are concerned about posting clips from their weddings, as it pertains to their clients. Some people have clientele that are more private, or have not given them permission to post. All of mine do in a contract, and now they all know that we post things on TikTok, so they're well aware, except for the ones that we have NDAs with, which we won't post anything. But TikTok, it likes the people on the platform like 2 types of content, either inform or entertain. So either like us, we're an entertainment one. I take clips from our weddings and it's entertaining because people watch them and they're get an insight to weddings that they don't get to see in our well-crafted, cinematography style films. But you could also take a different approach with it, and you could be more of the informative side, and you could talk about, how to film weddings. You guys could start a TikTok, and it could be on the list. Oh, there we go. You guys could start a TikTok and it can be more informative, and you guys can pick up on trends and duets and stitches and things like that and incorporate that into, I know John has started his TikTok for his other, YouTube brand.
Nick might not know. It's a secret.
I know about it. Oh, I know about
John's
it.
John's been dancing. John's been dancing.
In my first comment, I said, "Dear God, don't let my wife see this."
But the rest of the world did.
I got a lot of messages.
Oh man, I was this close to sharing that on my Insta stories.
I would have loved it.
That'd have been great.
I might still. It was pretty entertaining. But I have a feeling he's moving more towards the side of informative content. There's a lot of financial people on there that do very well because they're giving out very quick, piece of advice. I mean, people call it the TikTok University for a reason, because I can't tell you how much stuff I've learned how to clean my shower doors.
TikTok made me do it.
Perfect. Yeah. TikTok made me do it. People, I mean, it's influencing, consumers like crazy. People are buying these weird leggings.
Oh yeah.
On Amazon.
I have to put like not interested, because all it is booties on my screen. And I'm like, nope, not interested in that.
It's
keeping
slightly
my eyes
awkward.
on my prize, my wife.
I mean, there's definitely questionable. But the thing is, like, when you interact with certain content, that the app is learning what you like. So it's going to push you content that you like. So if you keep like landing and interacting with dancing accounts, I mean, unfortunately, that's what they're going to send you. Mm-hmm. If you interact with other wedding vendors, planners, florists, if you find, people on there that are engaged, there's a lot of couples that are on there that, I've been trying to interact with some of the more, well-known couples that are TikTokers
Smart.
Or YouTubers on there, and just keep commenting, putting my name out there. You can't really message on there because I'll be honest, like the messages are insane and they send you weird videos and stuff. So I don't really message on there, but most people take it to Instagram to do the messaging and stuff.
Yeah. I will say I did watch a WandaVision theory guy for a while. And for a week, like that's all I got was like these different WandaVision, like, oh, this is what this means. And this is what, and I'm like, yeah, you guys are all wrong. They were all wrong. All of them were wrong.
Some of them are real good.
Some of them are good. They're good. It's just their theories are ridiculous and wrong because I'm watching the show and they just happen to be wrong. But it's fun.
I'm one episode behind. Don't talk to me about it right now.
Ooh.
TikTok is changing the landscape of like everything. I come from 100%. My background is in the theater. I come from the theater world, so I do interact with like a lot of theater stuff. And they last summer when everybody was in quarantine, they actually started like the TikTok musical Ratatouille. Somebody was like, "What if they make a Ratatouille musical?" They literally, like, all these creators from all different accounts created songs, they created scenes, they created choreography. They put it all together and they created the Ratatouille musical. And then the Actors Guild, the New York, Broadway Actors Guild, put on a show where people could pay. I paid $5 to watch the TikTok musical over Zoom, and it was amazing. And right now there's somebody else that's do you guys watch Bridgerton, the show Bridgerton on Netflix?
My wife has watched it.
Okay. It was the hugest thing, still kind of is. Somebody started the Bridgerton musical, so that's like trending right now. Man. I mean, it's changing the kind of the landscape of how we consume entertainment.
It's super innovating. Like what it is doing is what Facebook really did to social media, and like all the, like it's really changing stuff. And they had something whenever Facebook, Instagram was like, hey, we want to buy you TikTok, and TikTok was like, I don't think so. We're okay. Whenever the largest social media platform was like, hey, we want to buy you. And they're like, no, we're good. We're good. So actually, this has been really great stuff, really inspiring. Like I'm thinking of videos, that I want to try and make and, upload to my TikTok. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon. Who knows what I'll do, but we are, we're running up on a break. So we're going to do that really quick. And when we come back, we'll have more with Ashley as she talks more about TikTok and other social stuff.
What would you take on if you had an extra set of hands? What would you do with your free time if you didn't have to edit? So many of us get bogged down in the post-production hustle that we never seem time to focus on our business. John and I both felt that way until we found Wedditor. Wedditor is a post-production team of top wedding film editors and project managers that give your films and brand the extra eyes, ears, and hands that they need. Not only is Wedditor delivering films we love to our couples faster, but we can invest ourselves fully in other areas of our business knowing that Wedditor has our back. Be the first to know how your second shooters are doing, how those new LUTs work with your footage, and relax knowing your couples are getting the full attention they deserve on every single project. So what could you do with an extra hand? Head over to howtofilmweddings.com/Wedditor, whether you're ready to start now or preparing for next season. Be sure to use promo code HTFW for $50 off your first project. If you're interested in this service, make sure you head over to howtofilmweddings.com/Wedditor soon. Fall 2020 spots are lined up and filling up fast. Wedditor, more than freelance, more than outsourcing.
Finding the perfect song for your wedding film can be so frustrating. We spend countless hours searching for the perfect song. When it comes to licensing music, Nick and I both love MusicBed. Not only do they have the best music, but their website makes it so easy to find the perfect song and to find it fast. We have both been using the MusicBed's wedding subscription for years and cannot recommend it enough. Not only are they adding new music from incredible musicians like Chapters, The Light, The Heat, and Tony Anderson all the time, they've made it incredibly easy to search their library for mood, genre, instrumentation, and even key. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to howtofilmweddings.com/musicbed and use promo code HTFW for a free month of a MusicBed wedding subscription. howtofilmweddings.com/musicbed.
And we are back from break with Ashley B. We are going to go ahead and jump into our Wedditor question of the day. Wedditor, more than freelance, more than outsourcing. John asked a question on our Instagram just about questions about TikTok and that sort of stuff. And so _Sonder Films asked this question. Ashley, we'd like you to tackle it. How many actual bookings have your videos resulted in?
So far, we've had about 5 bookings. I have several. I think I got about 10 inquiries in the last week from TikTok. So there's a lot. There are things that we're sort of doing a little differently. A lot of people will reach out they'll go to TikTok, they'll find us, they'll go to Instagram then, and they'll message us on Instagram. So there is a little bit of work that we have to do on our Instagram front to make sure we direct people to the website, because I do believe that there are a lot of people that reach out that maybe aren't quite in the budget range. That seems to be, a lot of the case. So as for us, definitely 5 specific ones that we know are directly from TikTok. And then just like social media there's just a lot of indirect traffic. So, they say that they have to complete or for somebody to recognize you in a sale or something, it's like seven points of contact or something before. So, if they come across your content on TikTok and then they see it in a film on YouTube and then and Instagram and such, it's gonna, be helpful. I will say that just having, even for somebody that has more than 10,000 followers on TikTok, which is actually fairly easy to get, it just creates a little bit more of, hey, I've got, tens of thousands of followers on TikTok. And it makes people, think, oh, well, and I don't remember the word for that, but kind of it's for some people, other people, they don't care about that. They don't want that at all. I know people that say they book people specifically because they're not Insta famous. But I think with the majority of the Gen Z, generation, does kind of care about that stuff. So it's helpful in that regard. So, I am not the only person that's gotten lots of inquiries and bookings. I want to say, is it New England? Yeah, I think he's got a ton of inquiries from, but you know what? Another thing is his name says New England. So it's very targeted to his area. So if people come across it, New England Creative, sorry, I'm totally butchering. But he's got it targeted in where he's located. So he probably gets a lot more inquiries based on that. There's a couple other, kind of videographers that get a lot more inquiries to bookings ratio, I think, because they're very consistent about, what they're doing on there. So
you mentioned 7 touch points, and I want to hit on this side of the business stuff before we get into some more just practical things for people that are now intrigued about doing TikTok. Have you seen, I know you have a pretty big following on your Instagram account. Have you seen those numbers start to climb up? I know that on TikTok you can connect an Instagram account and a YouTube account. Have you seen people leaving the app and following you when certain videos went viral? Did did those numbers spike? What have you seen in terms of just follower count and interaction via Instagram, YouTube, all that?
Yeah, it definitely grows. It's going to grow regardless, because people are going to go from there. They're going to like it. They're going to check you out. They're going to, oh, this is kind of a cool video. And the people that watch TikTok, they can tell the difference between quality. I can't tell you how many times you'll see a video of just like, it's just definitely like a phone taking the video, a person with the phone taking a video, but they're using their 4K 30 frames, setting on their phone. And it looks so much better than somebody else's. And they will actually comment, wow, the quality on this video is really good. So they notice the difference between quality. So if they see that, and if somebody is engaged or has a friend that's engaged, or like, let's just be real here, like teenage girls, they dream about their wedding. So, even them, you could pick up, somebody that's 16 that's dreaming about their wedding already and is following you, and 2, 3, 4 years down the line, if they are, get engaged when they're really young, that's kind of young, but if they do, they've been following you. You've been in their minds for years.
So on kind of the heels on that, okay? So another question that we got on Instagram from sabaka.weddingfilms was, should we expect the next generation of wedding couples to find us on TikTok instead of Instagram? Do you think, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't think it's going to replace Instagram in that sense, especially since Instagrams has Reels now, which we can talk a little bit about that, touch on that. But, who knows? My kids, they don't really know Instagram at all. They know TikTok though. So I'm wondering if the younger generation is, and by then there's going to be another app that's going to come out.
That's what I was going to say. It's
always, think about the people, like when we got on Facebook, we were all like in college age, and it was not like, once the older people started getting on there, we were like, so we went over to Instagram, and we were like, Instagram's cool now. And like, so then we were on Instagram, and then the next generation was on Instagram. They didn't even go on Facebook at all because it's lame, or they had to make one because they can only log into like their bank account with a Facebook account or whatever now. But that's like they don't do it to like interact with anybody. So Instagram, and then the younger generation was like, Instagram, all the old people are on there now. So they went to TikTok and Snapchat. And so that's kind of where the younger people are now.
And that's where I say it's funny to watch, and it just happens in every industry, where it's like the dinosaurs are like, I'm not going to change the way I do things, and I'm not going to, and it's like, you're going to change, you got to change, or you're going to like die, basically, it's like, and that's the thing where it's not like I'm just jumping on every trend. And I didn't jump on TikTok the first second that it was available, or when it was Musical.ly or what, like, I was watching it, and once it passes a certain threshold of users on it, you need to pay attention to it. And so like with Snapchat, like when it first popped, like I was all about Snapchat. I had custom created, like you could do geo filters for certain like locations and so I was paying and designing like Jimmy and Susie's wedding, follow Redeemed Productions for a behind the scenes. And I was adding like thousands of Snapchat followers at weddings, and it turned into bookings, and that helped me with short form, content for Instagram stories, which totally ripped off Snapchat, which they tried to buy Snapchat and they said no. And so Zuckerberg's like, fine, I'll just make Instagram stories. And then Snapchat went way down for a long time, and then it's climbed its way back up. But because I was an early adopter, which I wasn't really, of Snapchat, it made it really easy for me when Instagram stories came out to be like, boom. And same thing with TikTok. Now that I've been messing and everything with TikTok, as soon as Reels came out from Instagram, which is Instagram's knockoff of, TikTok, it's like I have content now that I know how to edit. I've already got timelines set up. I've already got lots of clips. So I started sharing a few of my most recent TikTok videos on Reels. And it's like, they're the most viewed videos I have like in the last 12 months are my Reels. I have 3 or 4 of them. And like, it's, a normal video on my page that has 6,000 some odd followers is, 1,000, 1,500 views is pretty normal. And these are getting 4 or 5, 10,000 views and a ton of new followers. And it's like people are like, reels are so stupid. They're just, and it's like, okay, but it's Instagram and they're pushing it. And that's, there's a lot you can unpack there of like, they're showing up reels as first. They're trying to push that. They're trying to take TikTok out. They don't want. And so I'm okay with creating short form content for both and being like, if it works, great. If it doesn't, it wasn't like a ton of time. Right. So I know that's a random long rant, but I see people like you that it's like, okay, well, I'm going to learn about TikTok and what's happening and how it's how it can grow my business. And those people that are doing that are now way further ahead than somebody that's going to start after this podcast. Mm-hmm. But I would encourage you, if you're listening to this podcast, it's not too late. TikTok is very interesting. I watched people in the last week. Like I posted the other day something about making money on TikTok, like they pay you at a certain point. And someone was like, fine, I'm going to start a channel. The next morning they messaged me back and were like, I posted one video. It has 500,000 views and I have 2,000 followers. Thanks. And I'm like, I hate you. Like, but so we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot with this content. But anyway, that's really cool to hear about your business and how it's grown. I want to hear, you have something, Nick? Go ahead.
Well, I think that this is a great segue into this last question that we got on Instagram. And this comes from Adrian Ramirez Jr. And it says, okay, and this question is, what advice would you give to someone just starting TikTok? So they're interested, you've piqued their interest, about all your followers and the bookings and that stuff. So what are a few things they're like, okay, if you're starting today, what are some things that you need to do to start implementing this newer social media app?
Okay, so I would say that if you already have an Instagram account, you're going to create a TikTok account and use the same as your Instagram handle. So it's, it's consistent across the board. And then spend a few days, you're going to get lost. It's just how TikTok is on the For You page, and start scrolling it and just absorb it. Get a feel. Go to some of the, some other accounts. If you're a wedding videographer, you could check out my account, Ashley B Photo at Ashley B Photo. You can check out Jane Mack Films. They are killing it on TikTok, but Mac is just so good at like pulling like 5-second clips of people eating pizza and like going viral for it. They have a very specific brand, so it works really great for them. They just pull like those really quirky kind of, things. Check out, BSR Films. They do well on there. Just different accounts, and just kind of see what content is working. And then your first 5 videos that you post are literally going to set the tone for your entire account, according to TikTok. They don't come out right and say it, but it does really make a big difference. So like if you post that first video and it grabs a user's attention within the first couple seconds, and people watch through the entire video, and they rewatch it and they like it and they comment and they share it, things like that. That's a lot of, that's interaction with it. That's going to push it out to the For You page for people to interact with it even more. And the potential of going viral is huge on there. So I would say start like that, start creating your content, and then just be consistent with, posting. You don't have to post every single day. You don't have to, I wouldn't say push out like 10 videos at a time. Just try one. For where I'm at, it seems about 1:00 in the afternoon is about the, on the Pacific Coast time is about the time to post to get the best engagement. But I mean, that changes. It can change. I posted a duck video yesterday. I was totally off brand. I posted a video of my husband trying to catch a baby duckling out of a storm drain, and it's like trending, and I'm getting people messaging me wanting to like license it for money. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and people are like, I thought I was watching a crackhead. My husband's so embarrassed because his hair was like going. I was like, no, it's just a hero that needs a shower. Oh yeah, there. Yeah, on the screen you're watching on YouTube. I have not posted anything that's not wedding content, and just for the sake of it, I was like, let me post this and see how it does. I've also been trying Snapchat Spotlight to see what works on there, and then I posted this because I was like, in comparison to TikTok, like how does it do? Mm-hmm. It's been going a little crazy on TikTok. Nothing on Snapchat, but.
And that's where it's like always interesting to talk to you, because you are just kind of like digging a layer deeper than most people are willing to do. You're a little more nerdy in that fact, which I really like about you. And it's like, that's one of the reasons I was like, please be one of our moderators. Cause like, you're just thinking like another layer or two deep. It's like, well, if this is working here, it might be working over here on, the Snapchat spotlight. And so like, I've got my ear to the train track listening via you. So I'm like, what should I be doing? Like, what's Snapchat spotlight? What is, I know YouTube just kind of has their own short form, so is it something to where like where we are in society, like watching an 8-minute feature film is just not going to probably happen, or a 4-minute one even. And so like you have to be able to give bite size, like super like mini M&Ms, like and so Jay and Mac, like you said, they posted a video the other day on TikTok where it was like, this couple had pizza at their wedding, but it was really cool footage of them, just like real quick cuts of them eating pizza. It's got like 3 million views, and it's added them 5 or 10,000 new followers. And a lot of like their Instagram is up over 20,000 people now. And like, it just all flows into their brand.
It does,
they've figured out kind of how to have this vibe, which is super rad. And so we're not saying, hey, go copy Jay and Mac, but like, what is your vibe? How can you incorporate this into this? And so I guess my next question to you, like for me, I'm creating TikTok short form stuff. People should be creating short form, 1 minute or under, 30-second or under, 15-second or under clips. What should we be looking for when it comes to the kinds of things to be pulling? Like if we're already culling footage and maybe we have another sequence or another timeline or something in our editor that's just called short form or TikTok. When I'm culling, what kinds of things should I be looking for to put over in that bucket so I can maybe batch edit a bunch of export out a bunch of content later? Is there anything that you are specifically thinking about or looking for, or is it just random?
It is really random. When we're culling footage now, we're just pulling like, oh, that could be a moment. Like when we just did a film, we just finished editing a film, and there was a really sweet moment, of a father-daughter first look. There was a lot emotionally that went behind it. So I could have totally gone even more viral if I would have shared that, but I didn't feel like it was my place to share that story. It was, it was like, oh, that's totally something that people would like to see. I think it's things that people can relate to, like just being emotional or having, and I think also, we're sort of being the guide to the next generation of weddings, because they're looking at this, especially that first video I posted, and she's coming down the aisle to This Girl Is on Fire. In 14 years, I've never had a wedding that ever came down to anything other than something like emotionally romantic. And she came to This Girl Is on Fire. I was, it's not something you normally see. And like all these people are commenting, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm totally doing this. We're influencing the next generation of like the way they look and view their weddings and like what they're going to do. And people, over the last decade have been transitioning away from ultra traditional sort of things like, a parent giving them away, or cake cutting, or the garter toss. Like they're kind of like just tossing those things out because they don't necessarily mean anything to them. So now they're seeing, okay, this, here's something that this couple did that was very meaningful to them, and it's influencing them to make a decision, when it comes to their wedding. I think just giving them insight to that is huge. TikTok doesn't, as far as like, I've noticed there's a lot of not a lot. I've seen a few videographers that have they'll just take clips from like their slick, YouTube videos and post them on there. That doesn't really work. It's not really working unless it was like a clip and it was a full moment that happened. But it doesn't tend to work the same way as it does like on Instagram. It's definitely a different type of short form content it's just like the shortest trailer you could possibly, come up with. So it's got to grab their attention like right away. You even see like movie trailers now. They'll literally post like a short form thing real quick just to grab your attention, and then it'll go into the trailer. And you think that's just like so odd, but that's how people's attention spans are now.
The things that as I've, gone through TikTok, the things that seem to resonate with most people is it's going to be something in the entertainment world, which we would be in, right? You have like the emotional moments, you have the funny moments, or maybe like a fun moment, like this pizza thing with Jay and Mac, that's more of a fun thing. So I think you kind of put it in those filters. Those seem to be the things that were going to maybe get you the most traction. If you're just picking a random thing, you're not being strategic about it, like the chances of it blowing up or whatever are probably a lot lower if you're just randomly picking stuff. So one thing I wanted to touch on really quick is, what is the importance of the native format of TikTok? Because it is a vertical video. Like, is it okay if I'm taking my 16:9 video and then uploading just like that to TikTok? Does that do well, or should I be doing the 9:16?
Yeah, no, it does not do well. You definitely need to upload it in the way that the users, plus there's more real estate on there. But if it doesn't look like it was created for TikTok, TikTok users, it's different than Facebook. And, Facebook people are swindled all the time by like fake ads and spam and all kinds of stuff. TikTok people are much smarter about things. Like they can tell it wasn't created for TikTok, like they'll just keep scrolling. So that's why it is very important to do the ratio for TikTok, which is, the vertical 1080 just swapped. I don't think they do 4K yet. Important to note now that they do have an HD option. So when you do upload, there's more options when you upload it, and you click on that and click the upload HD. So it's the best quality. Yes. I'm hoping that's because it was rolling out slowly. So I'm hoping everybody has it now. But if not, you will have it soon. So you definitely want to have it in that aspect ratio. The caption, like you'll put the caption on there. I don't really know. I mean, like having a caption that's a little bit interactive, like so people can just kind of like how Instagram is maybe good. Hashtags, I don't think they matter, in all honesty. I haven't noticed a difference. I've posted some with them, some without them. Nobody quite knows about the hashtag thing. I don't think people are searching on TikTok through hashtags. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. And I definitely do not suggest posting more than like a few hashtags if you do it. Like this, Instagram business of 30 hashtags is not going to work on TikTok. And then interact with every single person that comments, like as much as you can. Some of them are just weird. Like I'm not giving this person attention. But like the more you can interact with people, the more that, they'll respond like, oh my gosh, like they, some people will comment on there, first. Once you have a certain amount of following, they'll say first, second, you're just like, yay for you.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, good job. You get a gold star. And then, some people are like, do you even respond? And you're like, yeah, I respond. I'm a person. And then they're like, whoa, that's so crazy. So definitely interact with people on there. And then, I mean, that's mainly it. I will say, because short form content is the future. I really believe it. Because people's attention spans are getting shorter. So, I mean, continue with your long form content, but like your short form content, you should be creating it, because especially if you're creating Reels content, just get a TikTok, post it on your TikTok first, then post it on your Reels. Do not post your TikTok on your Reels with TikTok watermark.
I have heard that.
I've done that. It worked.
Don't do it.
I'll know from now on.
I just saw something. I don't know if it's true, and I can't know this, but I did see that Instagram is going to stop pushing Reels that have the TikTok watermark logo.
They
on
already
them.
have.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they already have.
I'll export. I'll upload the normal.
So if you want to do the same thing, do the same thing. Just make sure that you export it twice and. Yeah.
So because you're gonna want to put put subtitles on there. And in the beginning, I always put mine. I did it in TikTok. I would put the subtitle. That took a while because some of them are very wordy. So I put them in there, and then I'm like, oh shoot, I can't because you can't download it the way that you can do like stories and Insta stories.
In like Premiere or something.
No, I do it in I do it in an app called Splice now. There's other apps that you can do it in, but you can do it from TikTok. There's a way, and I'll find it, post it in the group maybe, but there's a way that you can go in your TikTok content and download your data, and it'll download it without the watermark. So if you want to download all your TikTok, if anybody's posted videos and did it and edited them in TikTok, they can download them without the watermark and then post them to Instagram. But you have to do that. I need to
learn how to do that part, because I will get like, so I just uploaded a video that has 500,000 views or something, and it's like there was a lot of like dialogue. So it took me like I export the video out, put it into TikTok, and then I literally, like type out in TikTok and set the duration and where it is, and you got to make sure it's not, under the bubbles and under the like it's in the safe zone.
Oh yeah.
And like you'll spend 10 minutes just writing out, and it's like I don't want to redo that again on Instagram or whatever. And so I tried one where I put the text in Premiere, and that video barely had any views. And so it's like I think they're looking on TikTok, they like the more you use their stuff, the more that they know that it's like native to TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they actually are. It's a very smart program because even in Instagram too, they apparently they're starting to know. But like something like Splice is creating it's an app, and I just create my captions in there, and they look just like the TikTok ones. So yes and no. I mean, TikTok's going to know if you edited it in there, but it's just easier for me because then I could just export. If you and upload them to whatever, platform I want to upload it to. But TikTok definitely has, you just have to go in on the computer, and then you have to download your data from there, just like you would do on Facebook. And it just takes like 2 to 3 days. But then you just take it, upload it to Instagram. Instagram's different. You can hashtag crap out of those. That helps apparently. And so hashtag them like crazy. Instagram is favoring reels like insane amounts of, I just saw a florist that I work with that had, it's definitely under, I think I want to say around 6,000 followers or something. She started her TikTok and then posting her TikTok on her reels. And she's now over 15,000 followers. And that's like within a couple months. So Reels is huge. I haven't leveraged it as quickly as I, should have with it. But I'm terrible with Instagram. So I'm trying to do that. And then, so you got TikTok, you created content for TikTok. Now you can upload it to Reels, and then you can upload it to YouTube Shorts, which is YouTube's version of TikTok, which is being like, kind of rolled out, and they're trying to figure things out. All you have to do is upload it, the same video, the same way that you would your normal videos on YouTube, and just hashtag it shorts. Hashtag shorts in the title, or hashtag shorts in the description. And it goes to their shorts channel. And, I don't have a huge following on YouTube, but I see a lot of people like leveraging that one too. So
there's so much.
It's pretty crazy.
There's so much, and you are a wealth of knowledge. It does look like our 1 hour time is coming to an end, but we will have you back on soon to talk more. Where can people find you? I know you mentioned your TikTok user name, but where can people find you, reach out to you if they have any questions or want to get in touch with you?
Oh, you guys, anybody can DM me on Instagram. I live in my DMs, so I'm constantly answering questions in there. Don't DM me on TikTok. I won't answer. Or, you can, I don't go to my website. My emails are insane. DMs in Instagram are probably the best way to go. Just connect with me on there. Yeah.
And awesome. What's your username there?
Ashley B Photo. ASHLEYBEE, like a bumblebee.
Photo. Cool. Well,
Photo,
thank you
I know.
so much. Thank you so much, Ashley, for taking the
You're
time
welcome.
to hang out with us and talk all things TikTok.
You're welcome. It's been fun.
Ashley, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today on the podcast. I know all of you are rushing to your phones. You're going to open a TikTok and start a new account if you haven't yet. If you have one like me that's been dormant for like a year, you're going to start uploading it. But what you need to do, other than do that is head over to howtofilmweddings.com/store, and there you can pick up our consultation guide. You, by uploading to TikTok, are now going to get tons of inquiries. Well, that would be really cool if it happened, and you need to know how to talk to those potential clients. So make sure you pick up our consultation guide. It is our 10-step guideline on how to conduct proper consultations to book more and sell more weddings. John, as always, it has been great to hang out with you. And listeners, until next time, we will see ya.
See you guys.
Are you looking for a better way to deliver your wedding films to your couples? Look no further. Our friends over at WedFlow provide the most flexible video delivery solution on the market. WedFlow is pay per project with no large upfront cost or commitment, and you can cancel anytime. Not only that, WedFlow offers a premium viewing experience for your couples, accessible on mobile, tablet, desktop, as well as their very own suite of TV apps. Each project comes with 10 years hosting and an experience for your clients that will blow them away. Stop delivering your films the old-fashioned way and give your couples something to rave about. Head on over to howtofilmweddings.com/wedflow to check out WedFlow today.